All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol WKHS, Workhorse Group Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, Workhorse Group Inc. has had a run. I mean, there's been a recovery here since that 15.14 mark, 15.18, give or take around that area. And from that point forward of those lows, we have seen this work its way back up. I mean, you can just see the healthy exponential growth here over time going in the upward direction. And as long as the bulls continue to break through resistance levels, they can continue to hit newer highs. So we're going to go ahead and try to narrow this down here because there was no drop of bear in this bullish run. But we're going to look at some important cues based off the chart, the highest point reached, and the most important point for the bulls to continue this run and pull further away from the 50-day moving average. Another thing too is you could see that the bulls have always fought every single time to get themselves out of bearish territory. You could see that every time it fell below it slightly, they just kept pushing through, and they've been above it for quite some time now, for almost a week. And let's see if the bulls can continue that to hit newer highs and new resistance levels. I also talked about in one of my previous videos how we broke through every single resistance level from going on its way down, and the next one was up at the $24 mark, and now our next one is actually up here at 27 and some change. I'd write that down. I'd just round it down to $27.50 to keep in mind in the next coming days and weeks. And we're going to look at the lowest point before this bullish run and our new support and resistance. So let's go ahead and see this based off of what the chart is showing us. So currently the lowest point before this run even happened was up here at 2281. I'd write that down. Super important number to keep in mind. Pretty awesome too to see how this actually bounced up and used the resistance as a support, and from that point forward continue this run. So some great stuff there, how the resistance and support levels have always been a great way to use as a resource to pay close attention to what's going on in the charts. Keep in mind this point down here at 2281, super important number because that's the lowest point before the run. We're going to talk about the highest, and then I'm going to put this support level here just to narrow it down based off of what the chart is showing us. One of the points where the bears tried to turn this around and the bulls continued the run. Now, currently we're at 2560 and the 50-day moving average is 2344. Super important number as well due to the fact that 2344, as long as we're above it, we're in bullish territory. The moment we're below it, we're in bearish territory. So for the bulls to continue this run, I want to emphasize this. They need to break through resistance. Now, they may have some time before the 50-day moving average catches up to the price, but to continue this momentum and strength and not have to worry about the 50-day moving average catching up so quickly to the price, the bulls need to break through 2586, turn that into a support, and break away from it to reach new resistance levels and newer highs. Also, that's the highest point reached in this bullish run. So I want every single investor to keep that in mind. And it's very important that 2586 is broken through, turn into a support, and that the bulls can pull away from that to reach new highs and new resistance levels. Now, on the other hand, we have our support here. Now, the true support is actually on that lowest point before it fell, but that's way too broad. So I'm going to go ahead and break this down as much as possible, but based off the chart, this is where it's slightly leveled off before continuing. So I would use this point, and I'm going to break this down into other points that I want you guys to pay close attention to. So 2489 is the first support. If that gets broken through, we are still in bullish territory. You have some time to pay close attention to how this stock is reacting, how quickly is it moving to newer lows, and so forth. So if it breaks through 2489, pay close attention to how the stock's reacting and how quickly it's moving to newer lows. And you have another support level here where they're slightly leveled off for 30 minutes, and that's 2409. So you can pay close attention to how it's reacting in that area, kind of break it down to pay close attention to these two support levels before getting to the 50-day moving average, because once the 50-day moving average is crossed, you're now in bearish territory. So all of these supports up here, you're still in bullish territory, and they're going to be important to pay close attention to how the stock's reacting, but the bulls can always recover and bring this one back up. Now they need to focus on breaking through this resistance, 2586, but the first support level before worrying about anything down below it is 2489. Pay close attention to that stock number right there and that point of reference, because once the stock price gets that number, it's on its way down to newer lows. And if the bulls reappear before it continues hitting newer lows, that's a good sign. But you're going to want to pay close attention to who's dominating this chart between the 50-day moving average and those different support levels. I hope that with these cues, you guys are well equipped with these numbers and cues for Monday's trading day. And as always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen, and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here, and I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up, and these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits, and like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like for example, this was one of the last pump dates, and the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88 and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps, and it was down here at 33.02 and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out, see for yourselves, and my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.